All right, welcome back. And we're still on the Ondo State controversial 2025 budget. And don't forget, earlier I brought in the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Public Enlightenment, that's Femi Lawson. And he openly, clearly denied that all those allegations, that the allegation of 200 million naira for telephone charges in the budget, that those allegations are false, and that those line items are not there. For instance, on the 200 million naira, 200 million naira now budgeted for telephone charges. He said it's not in the budget, but going through the budget, what the state government actually posted on its website, that's the budget you have there. And the area marked in red, of course, is the 200 million naira budgeted for telephone charges now for lawmakers. So for the 26 lawmakers in the Ondo State House of Assembly, that's the budget now for their telephone calls or text messages or what have you. So that's for telephone charges, 200 million naira. And then, so it's there in the budget. So obviously, Femi Lawson was not correct when he said these line items are not in the budget. Then the next one would be the 280 million naira allegedly budgeted for telephone charges now for the speaker. Well, that is not correct. What is actually in the budget is 28 million naira for the speaker. That's for telephone charges now for the speaker, 28 million naira, not 280 million naira. And then the big one, that for security vote in the budget of the Ministry of Finance. Femi Lawson said it's not there, but it's there actually. This is the budget posted. Again, this is the budget posted by the Ondo State government on its website. And I can tell you clearly from what you can see there, the line marked in red there, 11.5 billion naira budgeted for security votes and operation. That's the line item. Security votes, including operation, 11.5 billion naira. And these are the line items generating controversy out there, and they are all in the budget. So it's not true that they are not in the budget. They are all in the budget, obviously, people need explanation. Of course, the Senior Special Assistant on Public Enlightenment has not done justice to this topic. He's not explained very well because he clearly and openly denied that these items are not in the budget, but they are all there in the budget. I mean, this we extracted from the website of the Ondo State government. But let's discuss this further now. I'm being joined on the program by the chairman, Ondo Redemption Front, Ayo Logun, who joins us to discuss this further. Ayo, thank you very much for coming on the program. These line items in the budget generating a lot of controversy. Earlier, of course, we had the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Public Enlightenment and clearly, openly denying that these line items are not there. But then on checking, we found these items there. What do you make of all of this controversy?
Well, like you rightly said, it is understandable that the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Public Communication is simply doing one of two things. Is either deliberately denying what is obvious, or perhaps is busy defending his principle, or what people will call his pot of soup. So it is understandable, but it is irresponsible that you deny what is obviously on the website or in the public domain. First and foremost, I think the bringing forth to light these details of the budget brings to forth the need for proper scrutiny of items that find itself into the budgetary provision, not just of Ondo State, but across the nation. One of the problems we've often had before now is the fact that successive governments have always hidden the details of budget provision from the people, hence making it almost impossible to scrutinize or to speak to the issues as they should be. So if there is anything, I think I should first of all applaud the Ondo State government for even bringing forth the details of the projected provision for an average Nigerian or an Ondo State person to see the details. Having said that, I think it is sheer irresponsibility, sheer insensitivity to the plight of the people that the political class are daily doing things that does not show that they understand what the movement is like. We're in a period in the history of this nation why an hard-working average Nigerian can hardly feed themselves properly as they should. And when you now begin to see obnoxious amount of money being thrown to the face of the people as take-home or as provisions to make life comfortable than normal for political office holder, it becomes worrisome. When I saw when I got a call for this interview, I went to the website of Ondo State to also see the details of the budget, and what you have rolled out is the fact. How on earth do you budget 28 million naira for phone calls and text messages for the office of the speaker? Would the speaker be speaking to every citizens or dwellers of Ondo State per minute? Or how do you justify that 28 million naira will accrue to the office of the speaker for phone calls and text messages? What is the rationale? How sensible could that ever be? And then you have 26 House of Assembly members, and you are allocating about 200 million naira for their calls and text messages. If you break 200 million naira across 26 people, that will be an average of about 8.5 million for each of them as cost for calls and data. I can tell you for a fact that a professor does not even gross that in a year. An average professor in Nigeria as of today earns between 400 and 450,000 naira as take-home salary. So even a professor that has taken all his life to be in the academics, wrote papers, attend conference and all that, cannot even gross 8.5 million naira as annual take-home. And this is what you are setting aside for a barely educated individual. With due respect to the office they occupy as members of the House of Assembly, this is what you are grossing for individuals for phone calls and text messages. For how long are political office holders, for how long will they continue to live on the goodwill of the people? And this is also the fact. And this is the call. A lot of us have always called for this, and this is another opportunity to speak to it.
I'm happy you just asked that question, that for how long will they continue to live on the people? Because the question to ask is, would it be too much, for instance, to ask the lawmakers to take responsibility for the calls and text messages they send? So will that be too much to ask?
That can never be too much to ask. And that is why I said it is high time that the cause becomes louder for the political class, for the need rather, to de-emphasize politics, to make policies less lucrative. Tell me why they will not kill themselves, why they will not maim themselves, why they will not do anything legal or otherwise to get into office. Once they get into office, they feed on the people, the clothes they wear is on the people, the vehicles they ride is on the people, the fueling, the maintenance of it is on the people, everything is on the people. And these same people, you are not offering the needed service to them. Would it be too much as a member of the House of Assembly that you use your own money to make calls and send text messages? Does it mean that they don't have a life before they go into office as members of the House of Assembly? That the government has to fix them, have to provide for their accommodation, have to provide for the vehicles they use, maintain it, fuel it, to even the minutest of phone calls and data? This is a cheat on the people, and it shows that the government of Ondo State, with what we saw in that budget, is insensitive to the plight of the people, especially at a time like this in the history of this country.
And what do you make of this 11.5 billion now for security vote? Because you would think that security vote should go to the office of the governor, but here we have the finance ministry getting 11.5 billion naira as well. It was tagged security vote, another operation. So there's not been any proper explanation at all from the state government on this.
This is simply a duplication. And these are ways through which political office holders siphon money in the name of... Let me tell you, if there is anything successive government, whether at the state or the federal level, has lied about, or what has been the channel of stealing for them, stealing in quotes now, it has always been the issue of security. because they know that the people are keen about being properly secured. So you hide under the umbrella of procuring security vehicles, security that, to steal from the people. And I call it duplication because it is known, it's a known fact, that from the federal government, there is what is called security vote to the office of the governor, which is statutory. It's on the first charge. That the amount specifically for security vote is always on the first charge when money is released by the federal government to the state. So if the federal government is allocating money for security vote, which is always on the first charge, why then should the Ministry of Finance further duplicate the issue of security votes again? It tells you that there is more than meets the eye. For a state that is not giving adequate subvention to our state-owned institutions, go to our poly, go to an medical industry and go and look at the record. What is the subvention being given to these higher institutions over a period of a year, the calendar year? A state that cannot properly subvent higher institution, where the children of the ordinary people are attending, is setting aside money in duplicate for security. One for the office of the governor, another one from the office of the office of the Commissioner of Finance. To what intent and purpose? Especially when we realize that some of these security votes are not used for the purpose for which they are meant for. They are the input money eventually that they give to the boys that they use to do frivolous things. They are not being used to procure what is needed to secure the people. It is not only laughable, it is painful that at a time when governments should be transparent, when governments should be passionate about ensuring that transparency is seen in their dealings, the idea that our government is further making an attempt to impoverish the people by taking away from them what could have been used for further development. It's quite unfortunate.
Just before I let you go, the state government put out something through one of its officials saying that, look, this security vote is a normal thing. That if you took up the budget of Lagos, Ekiti, and other states, that you find the same line item there. And so the question is that justification for why you should have it in the budget of Ondo State?
Look, even the process of budgeting is flawed, and it's quite unfortunate that it is becoming a norm. This is a budget that they already prepare in most cases. It's also on record that some of them even duplicate previous budgets, just change the figures and resubmit. While some will look at the budget of another state, just change the figures and take to the House of Assembly. Normally, when you submit budget to the House of Assembly for scrutiny, in a serious crime, there should be open hearing, public hearing, for stakeholders in different aspects to speak to the budget provision of the following year. But how do you even organize public hearing or allow stakeholders to speak to issues when the budget gets already prepared towards the end of November, presented to the House of Assembly December, and within a period of 2-3 weeks, they pass it and the governor signs it into law? So the fact that it is on the lines of the budget of other states does not make it right, does not make it justifiable. And it is high time. The fact that they are not speaking out in other states does not mean that people from those states should be silenced or should be asked to keep mute for what they see as infraction on them. The fact that Ondo State, Lagos State, Ekiti State has it does not make it right. And it is high time that this justice is not only addressed as we are addressing it in Ondo State, but even by other people from across the states of the Federation.
Ayologun, Chairman, Ondo Redemption Front, thank you very much for coming on the program, and thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, that's how much we can take on the program this week. We thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next week. But just before we go, I hope the Ondo State government will come out openly to explain some of these line items in the budget. The truth is that these items are there in the budget. They just can't deny it. We pulled out these items now from the website of the Ondo State government. So these items are there. 200 million naira budgeted for telephone calls and data for the lawmakers of the state. 28 million naira for the telephone calls and data now for the speaker. And then you have 11.5 billion naira as security vote in the Ministry of Finance. There needs to be an explanation on all of this. It's very important. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.